without further ado, I'm really pleased to hand over to Nuha Abdo, who is going to be talking about Alice Celebrates Eid, which is part of the MultakaOxford project at the History of Science Museum. So over to you, Nuha.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nuha Abdo. I work with History Science Museum. And I'm going to talk about a bit of Multaka, what does Multaka mean? And we will go to our story with Alice Day. And I will share my screen now to go through my presentation with you. Everyone can see it clearly? Good. Just 1 minute, please. Okay. Yes, Multaka is project. It is in both museum, History of Science Museum and Bit Rivers Museum. I'm one of the community outreach and learning facilitator with Multaka. Today we represent with one of our volunteers who are help us in different projects. One of them, Alice Celebrating Eid. As I say, I will explain what Multaka is first, because and what's mean. Multaka is people. We rely on people, our participant, our volunteer. They are our censure. And we work with a lot of partnership who are referring these people to us or could be working with us in different projects. We work with an organization like who's looking after refugee newcomer as asylum welcome, and we work with authority as a city council, and we work with like a lot of well-being organization as we work in museum. A museum could be very sensitive place to different people. And you will say why with authority like a city council? I will say because they're looking after newcomer, there's a lot of times they refer people to us. And museum, of course, museum and their object, which is Base Museum, as I mentioned, it is History of Science Museum and Bit Rivers Museum, which is they are both Oxford University, which mean we work with different departments from Oxford University. I mean, what's Multaka mean? Multaka is meaning, it is Arabic word, which is meaning a meeting point. A meeting point, which is where collection and museum act as a meeting point for the people. I mean, Multaka in Arabic, I will explain it more. It is when people meet to discuss something, to tell one story or to discuss one book, or it could be a poem. They need to have a reason for their meeting, to sharing culture, all this stuff, which is what we do in the Multaka. I will tell you our aim now. I mean, Multaka's aim to bring people together, to strength and understanding and learning through mutual sharing of arts and culture and science. And also Multaka support and enable volunteers as they share and develop skill to enrich their lives and open a new opportunity for future. And also we do deepening understanding and interpretation of the art for the Islamic world and beyond in the heritage sector and our communities and local and globally. And we own our responsibility as a museum to our communities through engagement and sharing of the collection. And how we do this one? We do by doing events. We do a lot of different events. Could be family event, could be one of celebration, could be visit to museum, and we do learning program like a workshop, training, English classes, and we also do a lot of exhibition, display, and we do social media. We have a very strong social media. And we also Multaka UK network. Multaka is not only in Oxford, we have a Newcastle and different town. And also we're trying to expand it in different town. And Multaka is not only UK based. Multaka is also international, which is we have a partner in Berlin, which is a Multaka Berlin. We have in France, we have in Italy, in Greece. This one is in top of my mind, and I think I've covered it. And we do a lot of outreaching. As I say, we have a Multaka Bunbury now. We have a Multaka like we Oxfordshire, and we try to go behind Oxford, and also we're making sure we're working with people who are local, like a community group, organization, artists who are local in Oxford. If we work in Bunbury, we make sure we are working with people locally in Bunbury. Artists could be a different thing, like a different organization. I mean, as I mentioned before, and I wanted to mention again, is our center is our volunteer, our participant. They are adding a lot to us. When Multaka started in 2016, I was one of the beginning volunteering and doing some outreach for them. And honestly, museum was very, very quiet. I thought it is very quiet. And you will notice people who are visiting, and with a lot of data, they are approving this one. People who's visiting the museum, they was from one background. Like you rarely see some people from this different background. Now, after we start Multaka, I think we change way of using the museum. Like we change way of working. We provide area to be opportunity for volunteer. Like we say, volunteering in the museum could be for everyone. And since we start this project, I always notice this object in the museum start talking, start being live. And with a lot of stories, our volunteers, they added to object. I think as object starts speaking, like a lot of our volunteers, so many objects, it is from their own country. When they start talking about it, you feel like this object start really speaking and telling us real story, which is amazing. What I feel like always is amazing about Multaka. And as I said, we do a lot of events. Event could be celebrating something happening in Oxford, could be family days, one of Saturdays, we could be anything else. Before I move to the event, I will mention also we work with young people. I mean, again, is now next year will be our center, working with young people to enable them to be engaged and feeling they are part of the museum. One of the project we just started to be proud, which is we work with young people in cultural school, Saturday school, because they mainly from Sudan and Africa. And we call the project To Be Proud because they never, first time we let them in the side museum, they say it's first time for us to be in the museum. I mean, it's sad seeing that because some of them, most of them, they're born in the UK and they born in the Oxford and they haven't been in the museum. And they find a lot of objects belong to them. You know, like in teenager, in young people, sometimes people avoiding saying where they come, but when they see this object inside the museum and they're telling their story, is how we start calling the project Be Proud. And we continue working with them, hopefully, until our fund finished. I mean, I will go to the events. As I mentioned, we do different kind of events. Could be celebration, could be family, could be different thing. Usually, Science History Museum, they celebrate Alice Day. Alice, it is a book being written in Oxford. It's Alice in Wonderland, everyone know it. It's very Oxford culture, really. And it's always this event attract people who are wanting to celebrate Alice Day. This year, in June, is come with Eid, which is second Eid. Muslim people, they are celebrating celebrating in the world. And you know, Oxford, it is beautiful town, beautiful city. It is a very multicultural. You know, so many people from different background living in Oxford, which is big Muslim community, who's following this faith. They are living in Oxford. And we say, why we don't bring this one together to celebrate Eid and Alice Days? And honestly, is amazingly was welcome from different community and different local organization. And we was working in partnership with Story Museum and different partner in Oxford who are celebrating the Alice Days. And was huge attended. And also to do this one, this event was co-led by our volunteer. We write the job description, we recruit for some volunteer, and we got 5 volunteers as they was working with us since day 1. We plan it all together and we do it all together. I mean, I'm going to handle it to my friend, my volunteer, and my colleague, Manar. She will explain more about her experience of how she been involved in Alice Days, or how she feel it. Manar, she is one of our volunteers. She been with us since she arrived to the country. She one who really new in the country, and she been doing with us different volunteer. But this experience was very specializing for her, and she wanted to share the story and how we've been working together inside the museum. Thank you very much, Manar.
Thank you, Nuha. Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction about the Multaka project. And hello, everyone. Thank you for your interest to attend this session. So first of all, I'm Manar Khalifa. I'm from Syria. I used to be a teacher. I hold a master's degree in French teacher and literature. In addition to that, I used to work with humanitarian organization, different humanitarian and international organization, leading some social events and working with the protection and case management project. So I'm now currently volunteering with the Multaka project. I participate, as Nuha mentioned, with different school and social and culture event with Multaka. One of them, it was Alice Celebrates Eid. So as Nuha mentioned, I will just briefly repeat this day, Alice Day. So the idea of this event come to integrate and organize between 2 different and special events. Alice Day, which is an heritage culture day in Oxford, celebrated annually in Oxford. This year it came with the Eid al-Adha, the Islamic heritage and culture Eid, one of the Eid, celebrated in all the world by Islamic community. So the idea came to integrate between these 2 events, which will be interesting for many community, different and special community in Oxford from both culture. So I will just, we are now in the slide just showing some photos from the activity in the Eid, in this Alice Celebrates Eid event. So please, Nuha, if we can go to this, okay. So I will start to read this slide, and after that I will go through my personal experience during this day. So simultaneously celebrating Eid al-Adha in Oxford, interwoven with the enchanting tale of Alice in the Wonderland at the History of Science Museum, resulted in a unique fusion of cultural traditions and immersive storytelling. Active participation from Alice enhanced the magical experience, creating an extraordinary blend within the museum's charming surrounding. Interactive exhibit not only showcased the historical significance of Eid al-Adha, but also highlighted the scientific wonders celebrated in Alice's journey. This innovative event provided a delightful and educational experience, ultimately bridging cultures and promoting cultural harmony. So if just we go to the previous slide, to the photo, during I will talk about my, So we worked all together, the volunteer and the museum and Multaka project staff, for 8 weeks. During this time, and from day one, we felt supported, empowered, and connected all each other. So we used to meet at the History Science Museum as a safe place, and meeting point to creation and explanation and exploring about the culture and knowledge, and discuss the multi-idea raising by the different volunteers and by the staff as well. So during these weeks, we were provided with capacity building training, with improve our implementation and the creation skills to explore, and as well we have the opportunity to visit and explore the museum, both of them, Pitt River and History of Science Museum, explore more the object and having more knowledge about the history and heritage of the museum collection, which we during this visit we mentioned that there is a lot of options and piece of art can belong to this both events and can be involved in this event as well. The idea which show the idea of this event. So we think to use this collection and put them under the spot during the event and bring life to them. So one example of this collection, there was in the museum in the Museum of History, in the History of Museum Science, there was an astrolabe which presents the moon calendar, which is an Islamic heritage and culture using by Muslim community traditionally to define and identify the Eid days depending on the moon rise and set. So we use this astrolabe and during this day explain more about how it functions and how it was used, and doing even a craft table for people and family, adults and children to make their own. Yeah, so we raise a lot of idea after communicating with the staff and feeling so supported and having the encouragement always about the idea raising. It was we're planning together and we agreed on the following activity. We agreed to have a tea party corner to reflect the day, the Alice Day. And we had agreed as well to have a face painting and henna from both activity, face painting for all the children to share joy with them at that day. And the costume corner included both kind of costume, the traditional Islamic costume, and some costume belong to the main character of Alice in the Wonderland. So the visitor at that time from adults and children can have the chance to try both of this costume, and having a photo and selfie corner to have their own photos, and the craft table, which includes crafting items from both events. I ship a crafting item and some crafting item from the Alice in the Wonderland characters. And as I mentioned, the moon calendar as well, indoor, we have a huge table to having many crafts to have the chance and the opportunity to the visitors to make their own calendar. Yeah. After that, just a minute. So after we agreed all the activities, always with the integration and the support and the integration of the whole staff and the volunteer, we pass to the other stage, which is the implementation, after taking into consideration all the need and the risk assessment to ensure that that day it will be secure and safe for all the families which will visit. After that, we assigned all the tasks between the volunteer and the staff during that day, including the timeline sheet and the attendance sheet as well. Yeah, I'm trying to go deeply with the details. After that, we start to order all the tools. It will be all the activity tools, ordering online or having from the museum collection. The staff start to communicate with all the stakeholders and the partners. And yeah, actually, when we arrived to that day, it was an exceptional experience for all the family, even for us as a volunteer. It was a multiple benefit, let's say. It has a positive impact for us to be connected with different people from different language, from different cultures, coming all together in that day to celebrate their cultures in one day, in one place, trying to make sure to trying all the activities and asking about all the activities and details, having joy, showing the children and even the adults smiling, sharing story, having joy. That actually was the mainly goal and objective from this kind of social and cultural events. Yeah, over to you. I'm trying to cover all the details.
Thank you very much. I mean, honestly, like it's just very simply to explain. Alice Day, it was like a bringing community who are been living together for ages, and they didn't been together in one event. It was just great success, I will say. And you know, like we print a lot of leaflet about Alice and about Eid. And you know, all our leaflet go away. They want to know more about it and learn more. And I think they give them sense, but they wanted to learn more, which is great to know about your neighbor more. I mean, Multaka always applied to need of local community, and we really wanted to be museum for everyone.